We're gonna piss some people off. Welcome to Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, meme review, software releases, and the websites by plebes or plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. We're going to the numbers. Let's do this. At the time of this recording, the block height is 683,000. The Bitcoin price, 55,950. Chain rewrite days, 605. Total lightning capacity, 1,281.30. Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 8.68%. Sats per dollar, 1,787. Actually went up from a couple of days ago. It was like 1,742. So that's not good. We're not happy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Phil. Were you saying something? I was too busy stacking because of the price of Bitcoin is so goddamn cheap. But yeah, man. But dude, back to 55.
I know.
F is going on.
We are range bound, man. We are range bound and bored. The new floor, right? You know, I don't really think it's the the floor, because I don't really pay attention to that stuff, but it feels like the floor because we've been sitting here forever.
Dude, and because of that, Bitcoin Twitter continues to absolutely eat itself.
Oh my gosh, brutal. Oh my gosh.
Hey, listen.
Bitcoin Twitter drama.
But hey, look, it looks like there is some good news on the horizon, Phil, but we'll get to that in a sec.
Yes.
Phil, that being said, it's time for
the daily fail. All right. So it's kind of it's a couple of tweets, but it's all right. It starts off with Arthur Van Pelt, right? He goes, what? Has Craig Wright been dropped from the sugar baby list? Then, of course, Calvin's got a terrible take on BSV. Who cares who invented Bitcoin? Dr. Craig Wright invented BSV, and it's like magic for enterprise data. No, it's not. Who can argue with this? However, inventing BSV is inventing Bitcoin again. Of course, because they cannot let go of this narrative, right? They can't let go. Oh, we reinvented Bitcoin. Oh, but what are you talking about? I thought it was Satoshi Vision, which was the original thing. But now you're saying it's reinvented. You got to pick one, man. You can't be both. Anyways, yeah, and they're really not magic for enterprise data, because enterprises don't require slower data. They require faster access to data, faster read and writes, okay? They don't have the issue of censorship resistance within a corporation. This is total fucking nonsense. Anyways, that's not even the fail. This is just leading into the fail. Okay? We're not even there yet. All right, here we go. So this guy, Bitcoiner, I believe, Juha Ron Koinen, I hope I pronounced that right. Anyways, I apologize if I didn't. I bet he meant to say also the abysmal hash rate of BSV is now explained to be environmentally friendly. What? What? So hold on a second. A declining hash rate, which means poor network security, okay? That's one of the main things. It means very poor network security. You've got some total shitcoiner sitting here, and they're going to try to explain that the slumping hash rate is somehow eco-friendly. You think the fact that nobody's securing this network is that's a plus? Really? That's a feature? My blockchain's a shitcoin? That's a feature? Anyways, BSV is already operating as Bitcoin was meant to blah, blah, blah. Bootstrapping inflation period is over. Low energy consumption with maximum transaction and data capacity and total centralization. Complete centralization. Anyways, oh my gosh. All right. So look, we knew this was coming, right? We've been talking about this, the eco warriors, right? We know that because Bitcoin is transparent, that people are going to attack the energy usage of Bitcoin, even though it's been very well explained multiple times. We've even had people like Denver Bitcoin come on the show and explain the energy consumption. This is not going to stop. And now the shitcoins are going to start to use that eco-friendly crap to pretend that it's somehow a feature. No one's securing your blockchain. It's not a feature. That's never a feature. Okay? So don't get fooled. That's bullshit. Anyways.
Amen.
Thoughts?
Man, Phil rants just keep getting better and better. But yeah, man, listen, another shout out to Jack Dorsey. Thank you for putting a blue check mark on Calvin's Twitter. It helps a lot of us.
Yeah.
Once you know it's actually inverse, right? But anyways, yeah, man, it sucks. I can't tell whether that shitcoiner was being insincere or whether he truthfully believed what he was saying.
What the hell?
I can't tell.
Like,
man,
really?
But it's just like, dude, like, oh man.
I can't afford a car. I'm being eco-friendly. You know? No. Really, the problem is that you suck with your money. It doesn't matter that you can't afford a car. It's that you suck with your money. First, fix that shit. You're not being eco-friendly. You know, like, I eat less because I'm eco-friendly. No, really, it's because you need to earn more so that you can buy food. Okay.
Yep, man.
Like,
listen,
like there's at some point, like the hypocrisy needs to end, right?
Dude, the truth, the great awakening is happening. That's because of Bitcoin. But man, I don't know how many times we have to hammer this home. The hash rate represents the amount of hardware you would need to either match or attack, or physically match in energy wise for you to attack the network, right? Bitcoin's is super high, meaning that the value proposition is super high because Bitcoin would be hard to attack, versus BSV, that the value proposition is exactly what the price represents because the hash rate is crap. It's easier to attack, right? So again, I'm a conceptual guy, not a technical guy. So if I effed up any of the jargon, I'm sorry, but it does make sense conceptually. Anyways, guys, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review.
All right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by, looks like a plebe. Yep, definitely a plebe. It looks like a Lego figure with laser eyes. Super dope. Let me see if I could not butcher his handle. At Corndillion.
Corndilorian.
Thank you, Phil.
You're close. Corndilorian. That's a great name.
Episode 501 of Nico Can't Read. But anyways, let's check out the meme. Okay. Shitcoin posts. The Trojan horse. Bitcoin and bio and laser eyes. Someone following me. Me following back. Dude.
Man. He is right on. You want me to go first this time?
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, well, of course, the one time you have me go first, I've got absolutely nothing. So, I am going to give it a happy smile.
Oh, okay.
It made me smile. I think it's, the sad part is that this is exactly what's going on. We're seeing, a bunch of people that got Bitcoin in the bio, right? But they got shitcoin in their hearts. And that is weak. But that meme was good.
I agree.
He gets a happy smile.
Happy smile. And I'm going to give it a type of smile where you have to laugh because it would be socially awkward if you didn't laugh because that person told you a joke. So that's the type of smile I'm going to give it. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by Crypto Cloaks.
All right, everybody. So the news for today, it's a friendly reminder of why we are all here.
Chart that doesn't exist. It does.
The chart that's not supposed to exist, but does exist. And of course, this is the money supply since 1959. And this year, it has gone parabolic. But, it's weird because, again, the Fed's metric is that, the prices aren't going up. But let's check out this article by the Wall Street Journal. Higher prices leave consumers feeling the pinch. I wonder why the prices are higher. That's strange. But anyways.
Correlation.
No, nothing at all. No inflation.
Money printing doesn't equal higher prices.
Nope.
Because we've got experts that wrote books that say so, and other people that are claimed to be experts support it.
Exactly.
And they all agree.
Or what you call the bubbleheads. The bubbleheads. Okay. Anyways, to quote the article, right. Americans accustomed to years to low inflation are beginning to pay sharply higher prices for goods and services as the economy strains to rev back up. So I want you to notice something. They don't admit to inflation. Americans accustomed to years of low inflation are beginning to pay sharply higher prices. Price tags on consumer goods from processed meat to dishwashing products have risen by double-digit percentages from a year ago. Oh, wow. I wonder what caused that. And to point out what I keep pointing out, that article from El Sultan book, from El Sultan, the Venezuelan living off Bitcoin, right? Helping him and his family survive the effects of inflation. One of the first things that happens when inflation hits, Phil, check this out. It's always the food. We're sacrificing the food that I really like to cook just a bit cheaper, right? The next step after that is no food at all, right? Costs are rising at every step in the production of many goods. Price for oil, crops, and other commodities has shot up this year. Before I get your thoughts, Phil, this was the White House press secretary being asked about it, and this was her response.
You mentioned if you're monitoring inflation and that with the jobs report, you expected sort of, lumpy reports from month to month. Do you expect the same thing with the inflation report? Is the White House bracing for kind of an eye-popping top-line number given the base effects it will be going off of, or are you not sort of cautioning that? Are you worried people will overreact to the one number that will come on Wednesday?
Well, obviously our analysis is going to be done by our economic experts. They continue to convey that they believe the impact will be temporary, transitory, however you want to refer to it.
So the impact of this is going to be temporary and transitory. This looks like it's the end, Phil. This does not look temporary and transitory, and they can't stop printing, and they can't even decelerate the amount of printing that they're doing at the speed of which they're doing, or the whole system will collapse. You want to avoid that? Buy Bitcoin. Phil?
All right. Something very interesting in that first article that you showed, the 3 companies that they cited, Scott's Miracle-Gro, okay? Which obviously has to do, with fertilizer, farming, stuff like that, right? Whirlpool, which buys a lot of raw materials, right?
Yep.
Very interesting, okay? Because that tells you they now have to pay more for those raw materials. This is what's happening. And that's exactly what's cited lower in the article as well, right? So we see the trickle effect is starting to happen. And the problem is that the trickle is becoming a small stream, okay? And what's happening is that they're trying to confuse the narrative and make you think that, it's not that prices are going up. It's that, no. We've been helping out and we've been keeping them artificially low. But now we can't do that anymore. So we got to let them go normal. This is just normal. Yeah, it sure is. After you printed all that freaking money, it sure is normal. That's right. But it's like you said, man, they just want to be in denial.
They want to be in denial, Phil.
No tricks left.
They have no tricks left, and they're preparing you for what's to come. The mainstream media arm is pushing out the narrative. This isn't just a tabloid. This is The Guardian, okay? If we want to save the planet, the future of food is insects. Remember, it's 2030, and you will own nothing. The Great Reset. Phil?
Don't get me wrong. It's like, okay, so there's like a huge unraveling to think about with this, right? It's like, it's not just the fact of, okay, I know that in some parts of the country, people eat insects and they're very happy to do so and they think it tastes great and that's wonderful, right? That's just not a part of North American culture. And normally I haven't met anybody that actually eats insects, although I do know people who have tried like insect bars and stuff like that. Okay. That being said, it's not about the insects. It's about the quality of your life. Okay. And it's about getting you to accept less and pretend that it's okay. I forget who wrote this, but I call it, it reminds me so much. It's the revolution of lowered expectations. And that is exactly what we're going through. Anyways.
You got that right, my friend. Oh, my God. But, hey, Phil, opt out. Buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin. We're not so dismal. No, we're not really unhappy. Just telling you unhappy things.
Check this out, Phil. This was kind of a big deal. Huge ransom attack shuts down big U.S. gas line pipeline. The operator of the biggest gas line pipeline in the U.S. shut down operations late Friday following a ransomware attack that threatens to roil energy markets and upend the supply of gas and diesel to the East Coast. Now, the reason that I find this interesting, Phil, right, is that, check this out. The attackers themselves responded to this. The creators of the ransomware software themselves, they actually responded to this and they said, we are apolitical. We do not participate in geopolitics. The message says our goal is to make money and not create problems for society. Obviously, they created a huge problem, but man, it's crazy that crazy that they were able to do this. Now, the reason that this, of course, Phil, this kind of concerns me a little bit, right, is if they are able to do this, right, to a whole pipeline, shut it down, this is going to cause major problems to people buying gas. It's estimated that the gas prices are going to rise, right? So why is this concerning? This is concerning because, Phil, check this out. The IRS is going all over the country. They're subpoenaing everybody that transacted in $20,000 in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and shitcoins, right? They're subpoenaing everyone. They're gathering all this data, right? If they can't keep a pipeline, infrastructure secure, right? If even like the credit union people, the SolarWinds hack, if they can't keep this data secure, and they can't because it's a honeypot for hackers, right? They can't keep this data secure, man. Like, what makes you think they could keep the KYC data secure, man? It's like, dude, like, I don't want to say, like, I don't even know. It's like, there has to be a better way, but the way that they're implementing now, it's a recipe for disaster, and history has shown that time and time again. Phil? Eat
the bugs and go live in the cave. This is, it's just, look, okay, I'm gonna put on my my conspiracy hat on for this. There is no ransomware attack, and it's just an excuse to help prop up the prices for U.S. gas in the East Coast. I mean, don't get me wrong, but like, who really knows the truth, right?
Right.
The said attacker does, if it's true.
Build back better. Build back better.
Build back better. That's right.
To build back better or whatever.
To build back better than before.
Remember the terrible damage of COVID as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Joe Biden calls it build back better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To do things differently. To build back better. My plan to build back better.
To build back.
Growing conspiracy following it. It is called the Great Reset. The theory even calls Mr. Biden's campaign slogan, Build Back Better, a front for the conspiracy.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset.
It's a big effort some would say to build back better. We would say to really have a great reset.
Man. Anyways, let's end the news segment on some very bullish news, Phil. The most bullish news we've had in a while. The hash rate, ladies and gentlemen, has reached an all-time high. Now, I want to point something out because I keep saying, right, how important the hash rate. Look at the price drop. The price drop is the gray bar, right? Price drop fell down. Look at how the hash rate is directly correlated to that, right? So what also tends to happen is that once the hash rate starts to pick up, because of what I told you earlier, right? The higher the hash rate, the higher theoretically Bitcoin becomes to attack, meaning the value proposition increases, right? See where I'm going with this? Mm-hmm. That is very, very bullish news. So hopefully we won't be, hopefully the Bitcoin Twitter civil war will end because NGU technology picks up again. Phil?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, look, it's very interesting. I've never paid so much attention to the hash rate in my life until I met you. So, thank you very much for that. But yeah, man, look, I just, the action that we're seeing, right? If I couple the action with the news, right, with the hash rate and, all the developments that are going on, all I'm doing is sitting and waiting. You know, sitting, waiting, stacking, and chilling. And that's it.
Amen. That's all you can do, right?
Yep, that's pretty much
and, you know, let's see what happens, right? But as long as you keep stacking, you know, you won't have to eat any bugs. Anyways, Phil, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. Looks like Bluewallet version 6.1.2 was released, and that is down below in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, that was our show. You know what to do if you enjoyed the episode. Smash that like button, smash it. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the news from the Bitcoin bleep blab perspective and the catastrophic shitcoin and Fitcoin, fiatery. I don't know. Fiat fails. Definitely considers. Yeah, thank you. That was a good one. Fiat shitcoinery. Yeah, that. Definitely consider subscribing. And we will see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.